Hi, I'm Joel Silverman, and on behalf of Petco, I'd like to welcome you to this simple guide to training your dog. You know, one of the things I love about dog training is that dogs, like people, have such different personalities, and the chemistry between each dog and each individual dog owner is really what makes that relationship so special and unique. So sit back and relax as we guide you through some basic dog training. I found in the past that many dog owners like learning from dog training videos, and I hope you find this video to be very informative. But if you think you'd like to learn directly from a dog trainer, we'd like to remind you that Petco does offer private and group training classes. If you're interested, just ask one of the associates. I want to team up with Petco and provide you with a dog training video because there are so many misconceptions about dog training. Some people think that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, or some dogs just can't be trained. Why is this? Well, for many years, we've been told that dogs are hard to train, so we've been led to believe this. Well, today, we hope to cure some of those misconceptions. You have to remember there's something very special in working with dogs. A dog is the one animal that wants to please you and wants to be your best friend. And speaking of best friends, this is my best friend, Duke. You might recognize Duke from commercials for Nissan, Budweiser, and Polaroid. Now, knowing that this is an animal that wants to please you and wants to be your best friend, the most valuable thing that you could do is develop a relationship and a bond with your dog. One of the biggest mistakes that dog owners make is beginning to train their dogs before they've actually had a chance to get to know their dog and their dog has gotten a chance to know them. By starting to train your dog before you've developed a relationship, you're taking away the most valuable tool in training, and that's trust. Before you bring your dog out to be trained, there are a few things you want to remember. The first thing that I recommend you do is establish a relationship with your dog. You do this by spending anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks of getting to know your dog. The reason is that we want the dog to get to know us and like us, and that lays the foundation for the dog wanting to please us and wanting to learn. In essence, our goal is to teach a dog to perform a behavior not only because he has to, most importantly, because he wants to. What if you were to train your dog before you actually had a chance to get to know him? Well, if you did this and he made a mistake and you corrected him, you could lose that trust in you because he doesn't know you. And that relationship and that bond that is so valuable that we talked about earlier could get diminished. Remember that when you're teaching any behavior, you want to have a game plan. You want to have a goal of what you want to accomplish each session. And when you achieve that goal, you want to end the session. You always want to end each session on a positive note. Now, the mistake that many owners make is really not having a goal of what they want to accomplish. Now, here's an example. If you're going to train your dog to sit, you're not going to train your dog to sit in one session. You're going to train just a piece of the behavior. It's very, very important you understand what part of the behavior and how much of it that you want to teach. Here's a way to make training easier to understand. When you ask your dog to perform a behavior, there's 3 things that will happen. The first thing that's going to happen is you're going to give a dog a cue, either a visual cue or a verbal cue. The second thing that's going to happen is your dog's going to respond, either correctly or incorrectly. And the third thing that's going to happen is you're going to reward your dog for responding correctly or correct your dog for responding incorrectly. So all training really is understanding these 3 steps. And I really want to teach you how to be selective so that you're rewarding good behavior instead of bad behavior. Most likely the reason your dog doesn't obey you is you have inadvertently rewarded a bad behavior at one time or another. Now there's 6 behaviors we're going to focus on today. Okay, the first is sit, then it's stay, come, lie down, heel, and out. But before we begin, I want to show you how to put a leash and a collar on your dog. Come on, Duke, come in. That's a boy. Now this is one of the largest areas at Petco. This is the leash and collar section. Come on around here, big boy. There you go. You can sit. Now there's some leashes and collars on the opposite side, so there's a huge selection here. When you're working with your dog, my suggestion would be to use a leather leash. Okay, and the reason is when you're correcting the dog, it's just a lot easier on your hand when it's a leather leash. And this is a chain collar, or some people call it a choke chain. And there's a right way and a wrong way to put this on your dog. And I want to show you the right way. Come here. That's a boy. What you want to do is put it over the dog. Okay, and if you notice right here, there's this free ring. And what I've done is I've hooked the leash on to this free ring. Now, as I correct the dog, this is what happens. Now, if you notice, the chain goes along the left side of the dog. Now, if I'm working the dog on the left side like this, what's going to happen is as I pull the dog, all the pressure comes from the outside. okay? And it's a lot easier for me. The wrong way, which some people might do, and that is they actually put the chain on this way. And what they do is now that what ends up happening is it goes along the inside of the dog, and when they pull the dog, they're actually lifting up on the dog. It's a lot more difficult on the dog and a lot more difficult on them. Again, the right way is to take the chain, put it on this way, okay, and you pull like that. And again, the wrong way also would be to, some people might go put it on like that, but the right way is like this. And again, all dogs have different types of personalities. Some dogs have more tough necks than others, and some dogs need a little more of a correction. Obviously, with a Rottweiler that's out of control, it's going to be a lot more difficult than a Chihuahua or a smaller dog. So just remember that all the dogs do have different personalities. The first behavior I want to show you is sit. And the reason I like to train sit first is that once a dog's trained to sit and stay, it's very simple because the dog is actually in one spot, and it makes training real easy for the dog. First thing I want to show you are the two cues, okay? You're going to give a visual cue, and you can also give a verbal cue. The verbal cue is going to be the word sit, and the visual cue is going to be this with your hand in this position, just like this, okay? You're going to say sit, and you're going to walk in and reward him just like that. Now this is Allie. Allie's actually a black lab, about 6 months old. She's full of all kinds of energy here. And what I want to do, my goal this session is just to have the dog under enough control to where I manipulate the dog into a sitting position. I tell the dog to stay. She stays. I'm standing right next to her. And that's all I really want to do this session, because I know that she's going to want to lie down. I know she's going to want to jump around. And again, we're going to use the food as a motivator. Okay, good girl. Very, very good. Now what I've noticed with Allie is that if you just touch her rear end, she wants to sit, which is a good thing, because a lot of times you kind of have to rock the dog back, a dog that's high-strung like this, okay? So what we want to do is I want to, first of all, give her a little treat so she sees me. Here you go, Allie. There you go. Very, very nice. I want her to watch me, okay? Sit. Touch her rear end. Stay. Okay? I'm holding her up with my leash in my left hand, so she can't lie down because I know she wants to. We have her stay. I know she's got a lot of energy. Okay, we're going to take her away from the position, bring her right back again. And before she has a chance to do anything, again, we're going to touch her rear end. Okay, Ellie, good girl. Touch her rear end. We say sit, stay. Very good. All right, good job. Just like that, stay. So she sat, or she lied down. Ellie, come here, sit, stay. Very good. I just corrected her for lying down, brought her right back up to the sitting position. Stay. Okay. Stay. Okay, good girl. Now, what I'm noticing with Allie here is that she, when you tell her to sit, she wants to lie down in this position here. So what I want to do, she's not having a problem really taking that cue, touching the dog, touching her rear end and sitting and responding that way. The big problem that she's having is wanting to lie down. So what I want to start doing is I want to work with her on just sitting and staying, okay, once she sits. Okay, good girl. So again, sit. She sits, great. She lies down, bring her right back again. Allie, come here. Good. Sit. Stay. Now watch what happens. I'm going to hold on to her so she can't lie down, okay? And if she's going to lie down, she gets corrected. Stay. And I'm also, at the same time, I'm also going to reward her for staying. Good girl. Stay. Let her know she's doing a great job. Stay. And if she goes and lies down, she gets corrected for it. Stay. Stay. Again, she's a high-strung dog. We're using the word stay a lot because we want that control. Good girl. Very, very nice. At the same time, we're also being very positive, letting her know she's doing a great job. She wants to lick me, using that as a reward. Stay. Stay. No. Ellie, come here. Stay. Good girl. Okay, bring her right back again. Well, now what I want to do is I want to see if this dog will start taking a little bit of a cue, because from me, I want to give her some food. Ellie, come here. Good. Give her a little treat. I want her to watch me. Very, very good. If I say sit, look at that. Boy, she sat right away. Again, I told you, the big thing, all dogs are different, and some dogs take the cues a little bit easier than others. Her big problem is wanting to lie down. Stay. Very, very good. Stay. Good job. And one more time. We're going to do this one more time. Again, my big concern is making sure this dog sits after she stays after she sits. Okay, good girl. And doesn't lie down. That's my main concern. Allie, I'm going to give her a little bit of a treat. Allie, good girl. Allie, come here. Allie, come on. Good. Here you go. Hey, Allie, good. Stay. Very nice. Give her a little treat here. Sit. Stay. That's great, and that's exactly what I wanted. That was super, Allie. Very, very nice. Good job. Thank you. Oh, yes. What we just saw with Allie was a dog that didn't have a problem sitting, we just had a problem staying. So I want to kind of walk you through this, how we get this sit cue, okay? So the first thing we do on your feet, stay. Very good. Get some food out just to get him a little motivated here. There you go, big boy. All right. What we want to do, again, is we're going to push the dog's rear end down. We're going to say sit. Very good. Have the dog stay. Now, Allie sat really well as soon as we touched her, but chances are your dog's going to have to be pushed down. And we're going to say on your feet. Again, we say sit, push the dog back, have the dog stay. And eventually what's going to happen is you're going to move your hand a little bit further away, maybe 2 inches away. The dog's going to start taking this cue. And you can see by pushing the dog's rear end down over and over again, stepping back, how this actually becomes the cue. So one more time, on your feet. Good. And we say sit, just like that. We say stay, and reward him just like that. You know, many dog owners think the longer time they spend training their dog, the smarter their dog will be. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. Your training sessions don't have to be long, anywhere between 2 and 5 minutes and as long as maybe 10 minutes. Just make sure you end each session on a positive note. Another mistake owners make is thinking they have to put in many sessions a day. Again, my suggestion is 2 to 5 sessions depending on how much training your dog needs. Training your dog to stay is a great behavior because once your dog understands how to stay, it's a great form of control. What you're going to do is you're going to give the dog a cue, and this is going to be the cue, this hand, palm like that, okay? So what we do is we just say the word stay and walk to our dog and reward him just like that. Good boy. Very nice. That's very good. This is Emmy. Emmy is actually about 2 years old. Now, when you're training your dog to stay, okay, you want to make sure that you don't take too big a step. You want to take real small steps, okay? And the last thing you want to do is stand up and all of a sudden walk away from the dog because she's going to get up. And we know that's going to happen. So I'm going to take real small steps. And if the dog makes a mistake, okay, I'm going to make darn sure that I bring her right back and make her repeat it again, okay? Stay. Okay, now if I tell her to stay, and if I step again, she's got up, we'll bring her right back again. I don't say no, I don't scream and jump up and down. Stay. I'm right about maybe a foot away. I'm going to walk and reward her. It's really important when you're teaching your dog to stay to walk to your dog and reward the dog. The most important part of that behavior. The mistake that people make when they're training their dog to stay is they tell their dog to stay for about 10 or 15 seconds and then they call their dog to them. Well, if you think about it from your dog's point of view, your dog really has no reason to stay because the only time he's being rewarded is for going to the trainer. So you really want to make sure you walk to the dog and reward the dog. Again, tell the dog stay. Yep, she got up. Sit. Stay. Very good. And if you notice with my left hand, what I'm kind of doing is I'm kind of giving the dog a little bit of a crutch. I have a little bit of slack in the leash, but I have enough slack to where if the dog gets up, she's corrected. Stay. Still, I'm only about 2 feet away. Good girl. Very, very nice. Again, walking to her and rewarding her. Stay. Great job. Now, since she's doing such a great job, it's my decision now to release her and say, Emma, you're doing a great job. So I'm going to say, okay, good girl. Okay, very, very nice. Now, bring her right back to the same spot. Okay. Bring her right back to the same spot. Good girl. Stay. Very, very nice. Stay. Nope. Bring her right back again. Come here. Good. Emmy, sit. Stay. Stay. So what I'm finding out with this dog is, oh, she's probably okay at 2 or 3 feet away, but when I start getting 6 or 7 feet away, that's when there's a problem. So the last thing I'm going to do is work the dog from 3 feet and then make real large steps. I'm going to take a little smaller step. Stay. Stay. Now I'm about 4 feet away. Stay. Good girl. Stay. Be real firm on my voice. Stay. Stay. Very good. All right. Good job. Doing a great job. We'll release her. Okay. Very, very nice. Good job. Emmy, bring her right back again. Come on. That's it. Very, very good. Good. Sit. And my goal this session is to get to the point where I'm about maybe 6 feet away. I've got a little bit of slack, extra slack in the leash here. Stay. Stay. And she's scratching. Hey, Emmy, sit, stay. So if you notice there, what happened, she started scratching a little bit. I want her attention. I want her to watch me. Stay. Stay. See, you're looking around? Stay. Very good. Stay. No. Stay. 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 No. What I like is, you know, she's getting up a little bit, but she's taken upon herself to sit right away, which is great. She's kind of correcting herself. If you notice there, stay. I am about 6 feet away, so that's very, very nice. Stay. Very, very good. All right, good job, Emmy. Very nice. Emmy was pretty good with that stay behavior. The only problem she had was once we got past 4 feet, she wanted to get up. So if your dog has that problem, once you get past 4 feet, just move in very, very small increments. Maybe go 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, and so on. We'd like to remind you that you can't have a well-trained dog unless you have a healthy dog. That's why you want to start with a good premium dog food like Science Diet. It has all the vitamins and minerals that most dogs need and deserve. You know, when you're training your dog to stay, it's a lot easier with a dog that's calmer. There are a lot of different types of personalities. What type of personality does your dog have? Well, the reason I asked is because you really need to train your dog according to his or her personality. You've got probably a calm dog and you've got the high-strung dog. You need to work them differently. For example, if you've got a high-strung dog, you're going to want to have a lot more control. Be a lot more firm in your voice, saying the word stay a lot, because you want to have that control. On the other hand, if you're working with a calm dog or a shy dog, that dog's going to have to get into the training session. You might have to do something a little bit different motivation in your voice, possibly toys or something like that. So before you train your dog, you really want to take the time and think about what type of personality your dog has. Training your dog to come is one of the easiest behaviors. The reason is most dogs naturally want to be with us. Here's what the behavior looks like. Do, come. Good boy. That's a good boy. Very nice. This is Bonsai, and Bonsai is only about 1.5 years old. Now, when you're training your dog to come to you, my suggestion is to have a long line like this, and you can actually pick this up at your closest Petco. Now, when you train your dog to come, you can do a number of things. You can call the dog's name, you can call him Bonsai, you could say come. Now, what I like doing is I like to say the animal's name, and then I also like to say, I'll say like Bonsai, Bonsai will look at me, I'll say come, and the dog will come to me. And it's really important that when you work with this behavior, you understand that there's no negotiations. This is not something we use food with. The animal has got to come to you. If the dog's going to be running out the front door, we don't want to know that the dog's only going to come to us for a bite of food or for praise. The dog's got to come to us because he knows that's just something he has to do. So when you first set up the dog for this behavior, what I like to do is let the dog just kind of wander around a little bit, and that's what we're going to let him do. And again, I'm going to say, Bonsai, come. Okay? Good. Bonsai, come. Come. And when he comes to me, he's going to sit, okay? Bonsai, come here. Good, sit. And he's going to look at me. I want him to sit and I want him to watch me. It's very, very important. The mistake that a lot of people make is their dogs come to them, but kind of, walk around them and sit and they face the opposite direction. I want him to watch me. Very, very important. Good boy. Okay, good job. Good. Bonsai, come. Gave him a little correction. He sat. Looked at me. That's very, very nice. Good boy. All right, good job. Good boy. Very good. One more time. Over there. Let him go. Bonsai, come, come, come. Kind of reel him in here. Have him sit. Stay. He watches me. That's great. Good boy. Very, very good. That's really great. That's exactly what I want. That is super. Now, one thing I'm noticing with Bonsai here, Bonsai's got a very, very soft neck. What I mean is when you give him a little correction with his choke chain, it means something. You don't have to give them very much of a correction. All dogs are different. We talk about them having different personalities. And so if you notice here, when I'm going to do this next time, I want you to watch real carefully, because when I give them a little correction with that choke chain, I want to give them just a very, very small correction, a little bit louder with my voice, and let's see how he responds, okay? Watch this. Good. He knows. Just Bonsai, come. That was good. He sits. That's a good boy. Very good. Now that time gave him no correction at all. Just said it with my voice and it meant something. So this is really, really important for you to understand, and that is that all dogs do have different personalities. We talk a lot about that. And notice that if the dog is responding well to you without you correcting the dog with a choke chain, that's great. I mean, and you want to use a choke chain only as a form of, as almost like a last resort. Okay, one more time. There you go. Bonsai, come. Bring right to me. He sits, and we reward him. That was a good job. All right, good job, buddy. When you're training your dog to come, as we saw with Bonsai, it really depends upon the personality of your dog. Now, Bonsai has a very, very soft neck. We didn't have to correct Bonsai very much. You're probably going to have to correct your dog a little bit more, but here are the steps in the behavior. First thing you want to do is put the long line on the dog like you saw, and let the dog wander. You're going to say come, and you're going to correct the dog, and the dog's going to come to you. When your dog is consistent with that, then you're going to drop the long line. Just let the long line drag. Let the dog wander. Say the word come. Have the dog come to you. When your dog is consistent with that, the next step is to take off the long line, put a leash on the ground. Put a leash hooked up to the dog. Let the dog drag the leash. Say the word come. Dog comes to you. When that dog is coming consistently, the next step is taking the leash off the dog. You're going to find that different dogs like working for different rewards. Now, a reward is anything your dog likes. For example, if you have a lab or golden retriever, they might just work for a ball. Now, I found that dogs like working for treats or food rewards, especially these treats made by Science Diet. Now, when you go to train your dog, what's going to happen is you're going to give your dog a food reward each time the dog does something correctly. And once the behavior is nearly completed, what I like to do is I combine a tactile reward with the food reward, which is petting your dog. I'm going to do this over and over again and eventually get to the point where we fade out the food and the dog is only working for the tactile reward. A behavior that every dog should know is the heel behavior. And here's how it works. We're going to say the word heel. We're going to take off. Start walking. Ready? Heel. Walk over here. We stop. Dog stops right next to us. And we reward him just like that. That was very, very nice. Good. Thank you. Now this is Ellis. Ellis is a St. Bernard mix. She's about a year old. And the mistake that a lot of people make when they're training their dog to heel is just giving their dogs a lot of leash. And I'm going to show you the mistake that people make. They just take the dog on the leash, and the dog just kind of goes in front of them in this direction and all over the place. And when they correct the dog doesn't really know why it's being corrected. So what I want to do is I want to show you how I train the behavior. I'm going to take it right back to the spot that I was going to start at. And the first thing we want to do is get the dog in a position, sit, in a position that we expect the dog to stay at, which is right about here. And what I'm going to do is when I start to walk, I'm going to say the word heel. But what I'm going to do is when I first start the behavior is I want to take a very, very small step, okay? And watch what happens here, okay? And watch my hand and watch her nose, and if she goes in front of me just a little bit, I'm going to correct her, okay? Watch. Heel. And we stop here. I correct her, she sits, and I reward her. Now, if she sits or she stands, I don't care. As long as her nose is here, that's all I care about. Okay, that's very, very nice. Good girl. Heel. Stay good. Very, very nice. Very good, Ellis. Excellent job. And when that dog stops next to your leg, just like this, take the time to reward the dog. Let the dog know she's doing a great job. Okay? Now, the next step we're going to make is we're going to start possibly walking a little bit faster. Okay? Okay? We're going to say heel. So now she just went in front of me. Just like that. We're going to bring her right back again. Heel. That was great. I did correct her. That was okay. But of course, you know, dogs don't understand they did it right unless they do it wrong, unless you actually correct them. So again, we're going to bring her back. But this time when I come back, I'm going to make a move. I want you to watch what I do here. I'm going to say heel, and I'm going to make a turn. Now, as I make this turn away from her, I'm going to take a very small step because I've kind of laid a foundation that I'm making small steps. But I'm going to teach her to watch this leg. And when I make the turn, if she doesn't watch me, I'm going to give her a little correction. Watch this. Heel, just like that. We do it again. We say heel. Just like that. All right, very, very nice. Pretty good, huh? And we can do the same thing the opposite direction, okay? Again, it's very small steps. Heel, heel, very good. Heel. And when you make the turn into her, just take your left foot and just move it into her. Heel, just like that. Very nice. Again, everything we're doing, very, very small steps. I'm going to take it right back to this position again. Okay, okay, that's very, very good. Now, you're going to get to the point where you're working with the dog starts catching on, okay? And Ellis is actually a pretty smart dog. Heel. Let's see how she can heel. She's a pretty smart dog, isn't she? Heel. Ellis, come here. Heel. Very, very good. So we'll take a few more steps. Heel. Again, I'm walking really slowly, and she's thinking about, see now, she just give her a little correction. Heel. Bring her right back, heel. 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 Just like that. And I'm going to make a turn away from her. Heel. Great. And as you can see, come here. Ellis, come here. Ellis, come here. Good. Sit. Stay. Again, don't want her lying down. She could sit. She can stay on her feet on all fours. She can't lie down, okay? That's very, very nice. You're doing a very, very good job. Good job, sweetheart. So the next step that, as you start progressing, of course, you're going to start going a little bit faster. You're going to start making more moves, and you're going to start speeding up and slowing down. But this is kind of the first steps of the behavior. What I like about this type of training is the fact that we're laying a really, really good foundation. We're making it real black and white. We're telling the dog what is and what is not expected of her. All we want her to do is stay next to our leg, and when she goes in front of our leg, she's corrected for it. But from day one, that's what she understands. That's good, girl. Remember, at the beginning, we want to take very small steps. We want to walk very, very slowly. Every time the dog stops next to our leg, we're going to reward the dog so that the dog gets conditioned to being rewarded for staying next to our leg. We're going to start speeding up eventually. Again, we're going to stay in a line. When our dog is consistent with us, maybe going a little bit faster and slowing down in that straight line, then we can start making turns to the left or turns to the right. Again, just take it real slow. Training your dog to heel, as with any behavior, takes practice and patience. If you need additional training advice or hands-on training experience, Petco offers quality obedience training classes to teach these very commands. If you're interested, just ask a Petco associate or call the number listed on your screen. The biggest reason dogs don't understand what we want is that we've sent a mixed message. Now, if you have a problem with your dog jumping up on people and one person's correcting the dog and two people are not correcting the dog, we send a mixed message. The two people have told the dog that it's okay to jump up on people. It's really important that everybody communicate with each other and let each other know where the dog is in his training. It's also really important that everybody is consistent so the dog knows what is and what is not expected of him. When you're training your dog to lie down, there are two verbal cues that people use, either the word down or the word lie down. And the visual cue they use is probably the same with everybody, and that's this, okay? So what I like to do is say the word lie down, and I'll give this cue. So I'll show you. We say lie down, very big, just like that. Stay, walk in, and reward him just like that. Boy. Now this is Max. Max is a black Cocker Spaniel, about 8 years old, and there's a couple ways you can train the lie down behavior. You can either use food, in which you guide the animal down with a piece of food, or you can use just the chain collar and the leash, in which you guide the dog down with a leash and chain collar. Now Max has a great personality and loves food, so we're going to use food, okay? Now, again, we talk about having a goal of what we want to accomplish each training session, and in this session, what I want to accomplish is, all I want to do is, Max is very, very high-strung. I just want to make sure that he understands that when I say lie down, you're gonna be in a sitting position, you're gonna lie down, go to the treat, and you're gonna stay there. That's all I want to do this session, okay? That's a good boy. Ready? Take him right back out of this position real quick. That's a boy, Max. Bring him right back again. I want you to watch my hands. Always watch my hands, watch the leash. Max, good. And as I said, he's very high-strung. Stay. He's a little out of control, but I like this type of personality. My left hand is gonna be on the leash and the collar, okay? My right hand has a piece of food. He's in a sitting position already. We say, lie down, okay? We gently tug on him. He lies down, he stays there, okay? He wants to pop back up, so we're gonna say lie down, okay? Feed him, we're gonna say stay, stay. There you go, and hold him down in that position, okay? Stay, stay, okay? Okay, right back again. Back to the position, sit, stay, next, good. You're a happy guy. Stay. For an older dog, he really is. Stay. Got a great personality. Stay. Again. Stay. 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 Lie down. Great. Much better. Stay. Very good. Again, we're working with these dogs that are high-strung. You got to be a little bit firmer with your voice. With Max, I'm very loud. Stay. And again, I know he wants to get up, so watch where my hand is. So if he does make a move to get up, he's going to get corrected. Okay? Stay. Just like that. Stay. Again, he got corrected there. See, he wanted to get up. Stay. No, stay. Good, stay. Now he wants to get up right now. What we're going to do is we're not going to let him dictate when he gets up. We're going to dictate when he gets up. Stay. When he's comfortable, when I'm happy with the way he is, stay. Lie down. Stay. And when I'm happy with everything, stay. Stay. Okay. Okay, good boy. Very, very good. And we'll bring him right back again. And as you can see, Max is having a great time. This is awesome. Good. Again, start in the sitting position. Stay. Stay. Look at that tail. Stay. Lie down. Great. Stay. 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 Lie down. Stay. 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 So he wants to get up. Stay. Now, if you notice with Max here, the problem that he has, okay, very, very good. The problem that Max is having right now is he's lying down actually pretty darn good. His problem is staying. Okay, every dog is different, every session is different. And I was going to start this session off a certain way. Now I'm going to change it a little bit. And what I'm going to say to myself is, no, I know he's going to lie down, he's going to follow my hand. That's fine. But what I want to do right now in the next 2 minutes is I want to teach this dog to stay there after he lies down. Lying down and following my hand is not a problem. Okay? One more time here. That's a boy. So again, the problem that we have is having him stay. Stay. He's a high-strung dog. I'm going to be a little bit louder with my voice. Stay. Lie down. Stay. Stay. And we might have to correct him a little bit more as well. Stay. 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 And there's not really any food involved in this situation here because all it is you have to stand. And if you get up, you're going to get corrected. We still love you. Everything is great. Stay. 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 Okay, very, very good. We're going to do this one more time. And again, all I want to do is have him lie down and stay there. Stay. Stay. Down. Stay. Stay. Much better. I want to show you how we get this cue, the hand cue, for the lie down, because working with Max, who's very, very high strung, and everything was very, very close, okay? So you saw us actually guiding Max down with the food, with the food to the ground. But what's going to happen is we're going to take the food, okay, and we're going to guide the dog down like we did with Max. We say lie down, just like that, okay? And the dog takes a treat, right? We got the dog back up in a sitting position. Duke, okay, okay. Back in sitting position. Now what you're going to do, the next step you're going to do is take the food and turn your hand over with the food in it. Say lie down. Okay, reward him. Okay, now that cue that we just gave him is very much like my cue. The only thing there was is there's food in my hand. Okay, on your feet. On your feet. One more time. Sit. Stay. Now, before we had food, now there's no food. Same cue we just gave. Lie down. Walk in and reward him just like that. Good boy. All right. We know that a dog will do a behavior correctly or incorrectly. Now, if your dog does a behavior incorrectly, it's for one of two reasons. Either your dog is testing you, meaning that he knows how to do the behavior, he's just trying to get away with something, or he's confused. He doesn't really know what you want. Now, the way you correct your dog for testing you is to make him repeat the behavior again. Be a little bit more firm in your voice. The way you correct your dog for being confused is to regress, make it a little bit easy for him. So you really want to make sure you understand why your dog did the behavior incorrectly. Training your dog to spit something out of his mouth or take something from him really depends upon the personality of the dog. I want to show you how this works. Out. Good. Very nice. This is Jack, and Jack is a Jack Russell, and as you can see, loves holding things in his mouth. So when you're working with this behavior, the first thing you want to do is you want to get fairly close to the dog, and there's got to be some sort of communication here, right? Which there obviously is not. So what I want to do, first thing I want to do is I want to hold on to the leash. Now when I hold on the leash, watch what happens with the mouth. The mouth kind of opens up a little bit. Stay. And I'm going to say the word out, okay? Out, 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 no, no, out, out. Stay. That's great. Took a little while. So there's a lot of communication here. You got to say, you're saying no, you're saying, you might be saying stay. Whatever it is, what you want to do is you want to really make sure that there's some sort of communication going on and the dog understands really what you want, okay? And it takes a little bit. So again, dog's going to pick it up. Now, obviously, when he's holding on to the object and he's pulling on it, gets kind of an attitude going. It's a lot more difficult, okay? This is okay, because this is what I want. Now, again, I'm going to hold the leash with one hand, and I'm going to say the word out. Watch what happens here. Okay? Now, out. Good. Very, very good. Much better. So what happened was, when the dog starts tugging, when the dog's tugging on the object and you try to pull it, it becomes a tug-of-war. But if you hold on to the leash, what ends up happening is the dog is not tugging on the object, okay? And it's a lot easier. Good. Good. Let's get him into it again. Good. All right, that's a good boy. Now this is an extreme here, obviously, you know. Okay, now watch what happens here. I'm on the leash with my left hand. He already is thinking about letting you go out. Great. Okay, good boy. And you know, you also want to look at what's the reward here, okay? The reward is him playing with the object. So he's going to learn that every time he gives me the object when I say out, okay, then I'm going to give it right back to him. Sometimes. Maybe sometimes I won't. It's my decision. Good, very, very good. Now watch what happens here. I'm going to reach in with my left hand and watch him. As I reach in with my left hand, I want you to watch his mouth here and watch him start to let go. But I'm going to start saying the word out, okay? Stay. Out. Out. No. Out. Out. Good. Okay, good boy. Very, very good. That's a good boy. All right. One more time. We'll do it again. Okay. This is stuff you really have to watch. This is one of those things where we talk about training being black and white. This is one of those things you really kind of have to feel out, you know, the dog and see kind of the way the dog is. But in this particular situation, I notice with, you know, that I'm reaching on with my left hand and the dog's starting to understand what I want. Out. Out. Good. Very good. Okay, good boy. Very, very good. Good job. We'll do it one more time here. He's really progressing well. I'm very happy with him. That's a good boy. Again, I'm going to reach in with my left hand. Out. 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 Okay, good boy. Very, very good. Not too bad. Good job. All right. Here you go, buddy. Okay. There you go. When you're training your dog the out behavior, it really depends upon the dog. Now, in Duke's situation or other dog's situation, what you're probably going to want to do is pry the dog's mouth open, basically taking your thumb and taking one of your fingers and just prying the mouth open. And but in Jack's situation, he was a little different. I noticed if I reached in and grabbed the leash, he wanted to release the object. So it really depends upon the dog. Most important thing of all, don't play the dog's game. Don't get into tug-of-war. Well, today I hope we've given you a better insight into dog training, and most importantly, I hope we've made it easier to understand. Remember that dogs make mistakes because we have inadvertently rewarded a bad behavior at one time or another. Now, just a few things to remember as you go to train your dog. First, have a goal of what you want to accomplish each session, and when you achieve the goal, end the session on a positive note. Second, keep the session short, maybe 2 to 5 minutes, putting in 2 to 5 a day. And most importantly, make training fun for both you and your dog. On behalf of all of us at Petco, good luck.